humanity, all the humanity, all the humanity.
Good evening, folks. Welcome once again to the Del Rivers Show, episode number 42. I'm your host, Mark Elliott. To my right on the couch, a man whose comedy makes banging Betty White seem like a night with Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah, Betty!
A man whose comedy is synonymous with the short shrift. A man whose comedy incited Betty White to say, "I would rather bang this guy than have to listen to his jokes." Del Rivers, folks.
That's me. What's the deal with the hat? You gotta explain.
Oh, this is a casual,
a shoreman, like somebody that should be loading boxes off a dock.
This is casual November. Usually I clean up and get dressed up a little for the show, and for some reason I decided just to stay the way I am, when I'm just wandering around, and I realized I look like the inmate who's in charge of the prison library card.
The Shawshank Redemption.
This is just a hat I wear because my head gets cold. My sister hates it. Yeah, I look like a homeless junkie. And got myself a haircut.
Yep. Yeah. A little bit more black on top. Less salt and pepper, I guess. But
what else have I got? We got a lot of stuff going on this week. Had some interesting conversations with Del when he arrived. He was thinking, what was the quote you were telling me about? Was it?
Yeah, it was Picasso. He had a quote.
Picasso. He said he thought first he came up with a quote about giving. Happiness is giving away your talent.
Yeah,
for
your
free.
talents are for free.
And he said either Gandhi said it or Picasso.
Kind of a difference between the two.
And I said, well, you've been doing that your entire life, giving away your talent for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just
he said
give it away.
He's received absolutely no money for any of his talent.
Just anger and frustration.
Bitter rage.
Bitter rage. I could have used some money.
All right, you got a beef for this week?
Beef, yeah, you got me all beefed up.
He was fairly beefed up. Right. He was complaining a little about the fan having to rake leaves. He had to rake leaves. He was all up in arms.
This is a good beef here. I'm upset. I live in the town of Greece. It's kind of like a suburb of Rochester. But I'm upset about the town of Greece being attacked by the ACLU because they opened their meetings with a prayer. Of course, it's against the Constitution, but it's an old tradition that is harmless and can be considered a moment of silence by atheists and non-believers.
Wow.
Besides, a priest will lose his job if he doesn't give the prayer. What do you think?
Well, it's very interesting. That's very interesting, considering you're usually on the side of the atheists and the non-believers.
Well, yeah, right. But I think if it's an old tradition, harmless, doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, now guy's working, he's getting a job, doing the thing,
For you, I thought the term non-believer was someone who didn't believe in UFOs.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah, that's kind of a non-believer.
They're looking a little like the Man in Black today.
I got my Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I realized that as he's aged, he's become more X-File-ish.
I want to believe conspiratorial.
Yeah, we'll touch on that some more.
So, X-Files.
We got a mystery Del?
Yeah, want to hear it?
Folks, the mystery Del is the part of the show where Del tells me something that I don't know about him. And we've been doing this now 42 episodes.
And I have a mystery.
He's constantly, sometimes he comes up with several by accident. There's always something more mysterious about Del Rivers, trust me.
I have as many mysteries as I do beefs.
He's not just one-dimensional, he has 52 singular dimensions.
But probably 52 shows after that. I don't know what's going to be there. We'll do some reruns.
What's the mystery, Del?
All right, there goes the bell. Of course, the dog goes nuts. I used to work in a drugstore. It was called Brooks Pharmacy. That actually had a brown rat living underneath or inside of the drugstore. We couldn't catch it. So one day we took out some of the shelves. We moved some of the shelves around. And we found a bunch of stolen candy by this brown rat, perfectly lined up according to colors and in different piles of each type of candy underneath the shelves.
Wow.
We couldn't believe it. It's just
Somebody should have taken
baby
notes
roots.
and sent this in to the
And,
guys who.
I wish I
do
took
this
a
kind
picture
of
of it. I couldn't believe it. A brown rat had everything organized in the exact order to all the different types of candy. You know, like it like Reese's peanut butter cups, baby roots. And
So
something else.
the peanut butter cups were the favorite of the brown rat?
Yeah.
What else
It was
did
just
the brown
all lined up perfectly,
did the
like
brown
in piles,
rat-
so we
did
know
the-
which one to eat.
Did the brown rat have any mallow cups?
Might have had a couple in there. A
couple mallow
cups. A few mallow cups.
I wonder.
Whatever you could reach from the
I
bottom
wonder.
shelf.
I wonder if
put
it
in
saved those little fake cardboard coins.
there. Yeah, save the coins.
To send
So
in.
you get some free ones.
Was gaining bonus points.
I still keep those once in a while.
I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite mystery Dells. Really.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
It had suspense. It had everything.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
It's pretty
impressed.
amazing. And unfortunately, Brooks Pharmacy, that was the name of the pharmacy that was in Greece or whatever it was, went out of business in 6 months. You know, because they had management issues and everything else. And
Interesting.
didn't get enough customers. It's a shame. We set up the whole place and we couldn't keep it going. But found that rat was very intelligent.
Oh God. So let's see. I had some interesting stuff in the news. Of course, we had the embattled Toronto Mayor Rob Ford. The last I read has apparently agreed to go off to rehab. However, his chin is going to stay behind to run the city.
One of his chins.
One of his many chins. The largest.
Was he the guy that was addicted to crack or something?
Yeah, he's
One of those mayors. He just
he's nuts.
Yeah, he totally admitted it. He said, "Yeah, I got a problem. So what?" You know?
Yeah, another interesting story. I thought this was really interesting. I read that President Obama has decided to go old school to help, beef up the staggering economy, and he's going to endorse an economic plan that hasn't been put into place since President Taft's days. Taftonomics.
Back to President Taft. He's like a favorite of ours here.
Taft is a
Great.
classic. Can we get
That's
a picture
amazing.
of Taft up here, maybe on the monitor?
Yeah, we may put that up. Yeah, make
you
a
go.
picture of that and just send it to me. We'll put it up on the show.
Yeah, the old picture of President Taft on a water buffalo when he was governor of the Philippines.
Yeah, not the one where he's stuck in a piano case or something when they're trying to bury him or whatever.
Taft, actually the fattest president ever, and was once, this is true, once stuck in the White House bathtub.
Right, the bathtub. I heard that wasn't true though.
No, not true?
Yeah, it was a rumor, but he got out of the tub. It was
he
just
got out of the tub.
a big rumor that people used to joke around about.
My sister's favorite stories. All right, folks, we're going to take a little station identification, and we will be right back with more of Del Rivers.
On FunnyOrDie.com.
This Saturday's double feature movie of the week on Dell TV. Feature number 1, Castle of Drek, starring Barbara Steele, Klaus Kinski, and Hardy Kruger. Feature number 2, The Station Master's Dilemma, with Kurt Jurgens, Romy Schneider, and Alan Sues. Movie of the week on Dell TV, brought to you by Coon Fat Furniture on Route 18. For all your fat furniture needs. Tired of those dry, itching shanks making you crazy? Try Dell's Shank Cream. Experience fast, prolonged relief from that terrible itching. Dell's Shank Cream, available at all Neisner's, Woolworth, Montgomery Ward, and JJ Newberry outlets.
Hi, I'm Nami and I'm here in Puerto Galera and more Del Rivers Show.
And we're back, folks, with Del Rivers and the fake news. What do you got, Del?
All right. You were talking to me about the JFK newspapers that are out. They did a reissue of the JFK.
Reissue of the JFK assassination
Assassination.
newspapers that came out.
Well,
yeah.
they found out the last words that were spoken to JFK before he was shot was by Nellie Connolly. She spoke to him. She said, "Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you." That was the actual words spoken to JFK before he was
Great,
shot.
that's perfect.
But
yeah.
the words afterwards were someone by the car that says, "Man, that's gotta hurt." That was the words spoken after. That's That's why we call it the half-true news.
That was a good one because I was actually listening, and then you sucked me into it, and then I realized it was a joke. It was like, oh, really?
Man, that's gotta hurt.
All right.
John Kerry said that no deal with Iran over nukes is better than a bad deal.
That's right.
All that Iran did was to snap back at France as being an Israeli supporter. No French fries or bread for you, Iran. Didn't the 1980s have a couple of songs, by the way? One was Bomb, Bomb, Iran, and the flock of seagulls said, Iran, so far away from getting a nuclear treaty. Let's see, we got more
Flock of seagulls. Well, actually, what
Iran is so far away.
What I read is that the Iranians were very pissed because Kerry showed up in his T-shirt that said Ayatollah Assahola.
Yes.
Yeah, that apparently didn't go over so well with the Iranian delegation. They failed to see the humor. All right, what else you got?
Mariah Carey did not mean to refer to Nicki Minaj as Satan on American Idol. She said that Satan himself was backstage and he sought singers who might want to sell their souls for music talent and contracts in the business.
Okay, nice.
Bill Cosby.
I like that. I like that.
Is that all right?
That was good. Yeah.
Bill Cosby plans to return to television with yet another family sitcom. Maybe as an older fat Albert with half-white Jewish children is like his last big show.
Ooh.
I had to mention that. I couldn't.
Dell getting a little edge now.
Sorry, Jason.
This is the edge. This is the edgy Dell.
Political incorrectness.
Yeah.
But he did have half-white children on the show, but nobody knew they were half white, half black.
They were
mulatto.
I was trying to look for
like the worst.
I was trying to look for a classier term than
I know mulatto was like a swear word too.
It's like
as bad as the N word.
I like to find terminology that's out of the 18th century.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Some sort of fruit is called a mulatto or something. Justin Bieber's concert gear was seized in Argentina after he supposedly told his bodyguards to rough up a photographer because it was bothering him. It looks like this young man isn't getting any dinner tonight.
Justin Bieber walking around like he's Sonny Corleone.
Yeah, he's like Sonny Corleone. To see him there with a fat cigar, like telling people where to go, what to do. Jerry Lawler, the wrestler, said that he will wrestle Andy Kaufman if he really is still alive, according to Andy Kaufman's brother, he is, and make sure that he dies the second time around. Lawler will take him out for sure. I don't think he's alive.
No,
do you think Andy Kaufman's dead or alive?
This whole thing, every now and again someone says, I think so-and-so faked their death. Really, because it's such an easy thing to do, fake your death.
Yeah, it's really hard to do.
The authorities actually just, the big loopholes. You can fake your death like nothing. What, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
It's like, I got one last one. I'll just throw this as the last one.
Last fake.
Marilyn Manson plays a character on roller skates without his makeup on the hit show Eastbound and Down. It's a new show on HBO or something.
That, yeah.
And apparently his next acting gig will be as a saint about to be canonized in that wild and crazy pope.
What the hell was that?
That was made up. I liked it better than the Luke Graham one. I don't know. Steven Tyler version.
What was the Lou Graham one? Let's hear that.
Well, it was Miss Venezuela won as the Miss Universe pageant.
Okay.
Because she was also picked out by Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. But I said the loser was picked out by the guy who replaced Luke Graham in Foreign. It's a little obscure.
Okay, yeah.
Marilyn Manson would be more of a funnier thing.
I was hoping you would get maybe some kind of crack into Journey and the guy who replaced Joe Perry.
Right, it's the other guy, but he's more well known, I guess.
It's kind of interesting how these bands they're old, they've been around, and they got these young guys to replace the lead singers with a similar voice. But it shows that as you get older, the voice falls apart. They can't sing
it's
like
hard to do it. But it's like couple of bands I could think of. It was like Lou Graham replaced or being kicked out of
Right.
Foreigner as the lead guy,
Right.
even though he wrote half the
Boston
songs.
did it. Boston had a
Boston
contest.
did
They
it.
found this guy who could sing their songs. Yeah,
Guess Who did it for a while in Canada for Canadian viewers.
But anyway, I got
10,000 Maniacs. They had
I'm,
a different singer.
So we can move to the Ask Del portion of the show.
Oh, I forgot about this.
This is a when we first started doing this crap. I used to have this Ask Del, and I would get usually questions from our old roommate Jason Brown, some nonsense about the past. I would poke at Del.
Yeah,
But,
or Gretchen, our friend Gretchen.
Jason has informed me that Del was very vigorous on Facebook this past week, putting up all sorts of stuff like the sitting citizens hearing on disclosure.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about? The truth is out there. Least ye minions and non-believers. So this is
It's an actual conference they did for the Press Radio Club. Or no, they did that first, and then they did a conference in front of actual congressmen about UFOs.
This is some crap on YouTube that Del loves to watch. I attempted to watch it, and within 5 minutes was stultified.
Yeah, well, it was true. That's why he probably stultified you. You can't handle the
truth is stultifying. That's what Del is saying, And I tell you, I can almost not disagree with that point. So you believe that is all truthful?
If I had to
here's the question
the
for
stuff
you.
that I reviewed was 90% true.
How much? Based on what kind of super scrutiny that you put
Yeah,
it
they have actual, you have more than one witness, radar, stuff, military radar mappings and things like that. Ground, stuff changes in the ground soils. Stuff that have actual proof, things like that.
And this scientific proof is held by what people? This is not just hearsay?
It's not hearsay. They actually take it to a lab. I mean, professional labs.
They have charts and graphs.
Yeah.
They do?
Well, they actually measure how much is in the soil, of what chemicals and stuff like that.
And you sure that it's all real?
Yeah, it's all real.
How do you know? Have you seen the real papers?
They said they would testify in front of Congress. I mean, come on. Why would they lie?
Well,
You can't lie in front of Congress. That's against the law. You go to jail if you lie in front of Congress.
Why would they lie? I mean,
You can't lie. It's against the rules. I mean,
Well, what if they don't know you're lying? Then is it a lie?
I don't know. I'm not sure. The jury's on that one.
I was waiting for that. That's my favorite expression.
The jury
is out.
Yeah, I'm not taking responsibility.
Citizens hearings on disclosure.
Yep.
We'll leave it up to you, folks.
Yeah, we'll see. Next 5 years, we'll see what happens.
You think within the next 5 years the shit's gonna hit the fan with the UFOs?
Yeah, the UFOs are true, and life on Mars is true. Of other humans that were on Mars.
Other humans were on Mars.
Yes.
Humans from Earth or from somewhere
From
else?
either Earth or somewhere else. Probably from Earth, but
And why?
they think
why
there's a
human?
theory that humans
Why?
came from Mars and went to Earth back in the time, way back in history.
And who posited that theory?
Just by the evidence.
Just
that
the
they had
the general folk.
Well, I mean, it's like that's the theory.
Theory from who?
From people that are in. Look up Richard C. Hoagland.
The
He's
names
got-
come
he's
out
from
now.
NASA.
See? If you poke deep enough, Del will pinch out little niglets of
he knows-
information for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, he studied this.
You've
stuff
been
that was on
stringing
the
me
moon
along
and
for a
Mars.
long time now, I think.
You want names? You want numbers? What do you want me to do?
I want you to name names.
Name names. Oh, jeez.
Okay, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Next week, I promise you, Del is going to name names.
Hopefully we'll have John, our friend John, return.
Possible guest John
a guest
Princi
spot.
and the amazing shrinking Susan, who is the amazingly disappearing Susan. She's never around.
Yeah, she can't make it this week or next week, but maybe the week after.
Well, folks, we hope you're still with us. We hope you'll be with us next week. We couldn't do without you. See you then.